Hi guys, welcome back to the Knitting Expat Podcast channel. My name is Mina and I'm coming to you with another vlog today. I'm actually down in Devon at the moment. I'm staying with my friend Gemma. I've come down here for, well, one main reason. It's sort of like a work trip type thing. So later this year in July I'm going to be vending at Yarningham in Birmingham. I'll put all the details for that in the description box below where you can get tickets if you're interested in going, but it's on the 13th and 14th of July over the weekend. And Gemma is going to be my my booth buddy, my companion for the trip, as it were, and we're going to be collaborating for it as well. So I'm vending as a designer in their designer showcase area. I can't remember what they called it exactly. And so I'll be having some copies of my patterns. I am going to have some physical copies of my books, which is going to be really exciting because I haven't had physical copies available for a while now. So I'm going to order a bunch. I'm going to have them at the event, and if there are any leftovers I will put them up for sale online. And then and yes, I'll have samples and all sorts. And then Gemma, who dyes yarn as the Midnight Diary, she's kind of like closed down her yarn business for a little while just because they were moving last year, and anyway she hasn't fully started that back up again, but she's going to be dyeing some kits to go with some of the patterns that I'm bringing the samples of. So it's going to be a bit of like a all-round sort of experience in the booth, as it were, where we've got some pattern samples, we've got kits, and we've got the actual patterns and some of my books as well. So it's going to be a nice sort of like all-round sort of experience for the day. Also, I've never vended as a designer, so having Gemma there who has vended as a yarn dyer in the past will be really handy for me because I don't know what I'm doing and she has more of an idea than I do. and yeah, doing it together, it would be nice to have a friend to do it with. So that's kind of why I'm here. We are planning for that weekend. We are deciding which patterns we want to focus on, which so what kits we want to put together and stuff like that. So actually I'm going to ask you guys to let me know which patterns of mine would you like to see kits for, especially if you're going to come to Yarningham. If you're interested in purchasing a kit to go with a pattern or anything like that, let me know which of my patterns are your favorite or you would be interested in purchasing a kit for. Even if you can't make it, it'd be good to get an idea of what people are interested in, because I've never done this before, so that'd be fun. And so yeah, so today is my one full day down here. I came down last night or yesterday afternoon, and I'm leaving tomorrow afternoon. So it's just a quick trip, and but yeah, I'm really excited. It's just nice to see Gemma again because she used to live around the corner from me back where I live in Kent, and so last summer they moved down to Devon, and so I haven't seen her in such a long time, and so it's just been nice to catch up. And yeah, so today we have fun things planned. We are going to be dyeing yarn today, so this is going to be a dye vlog of our dye day, the dye day vlog, dye day diaries. There we go. Should we call it the dye day diaries? So I brought a whole bunch of yarn with me. I used to get the Knit Crate subscription boxes sent to me each month by Knit Crate before they closed down, and the yarns that they have are beautiful. Their bases are beautiful, but some of them and a lot of the yarns that they sent me I have used, but some of the colorways that I received were just not colors I would personally use. They're beautiful colors, they're just not my colors. So I've brought a bunch of that. I've brought some of my hand spun, and I had a few skeins of bare yarn as well. So I brought all that yarn with me. I've got about 20 skeins of yarn, and I also brought some bare fiber as well. And we're going to have a fun dye day. We're going to dye the yarn, or for the most part we're going to be over dyeing yarn to and I don't really want to change the colors of the yarn too much. I just want to make them more saturated or a bit darker, just a little bit more colors that are more me. Some of them are just too pale, a bit pastel, a little bit just not the nice bright saturated colors that I like. So we're just going to over dye some of them. Like I said, the bases are beautiful. I love the Knit Crate bases that they used. It's just like I said, some of the colors were just not me. And so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to have some fun dyeing yarn and see what we come up with. So that's the plan for today. And like I said, we're also going to be doing some planning around the Yarningham weekend as well. So fun times.
Getting there. Right, what ones are we doing first? Do you want to go with blues or the purple? Yeah?
Yeah, let's do the ones that we're going to do.
Let's do those ones. We think this is the naughty one as well, don't we?
Yeah. So I know this one is non-superwash, the other two are.
Okay, well that's why this is really cool, because we'll let them come up to temperature, because this is warming, so it won't shock them. and we'll let it just sort of come up to temperature. But also this is a really gentle way of dyeing, because we just literally move them gently using the cable ties. You keep cable ties near the top, so even easier, and then just gently swoosh them back into the water. And also what we'll do with this being a non-superwash is after we've done this one, we'll just let it cool down naturally, so not to shock the yarn, and we can move on to some of the ones in the bain-maries. I mean, I know we're going to immersion dye the pink ones.
We'll do that later, isn't it?
But we've got a really deep bain-marie over there, so that could work.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, got options. We just need to wait for it to come up to temperature now. So with this one, you can use the cable.
Gemma, do you not have tongs for this?
No, I did. I don't know what happened to it all. So you just gently move it to one side to get it out of the way. Your non-superwash stuff is super fluffy, so it's taking up loads of room. And then if you pour that into that side, I've got a black hob, so I'm less precious about whether or not to get it over it. That'll do. Don't need to use it all.
I know, I was waiting for you to tell me.
Oh, okay, sorry.
That's okay.
And
I have no idea what I am doing, Gemma.
Yeah, you were really good when we did the foresty green.
No, I know, but like in terms of like the actual, like how much do I pour in bit?
Oh, I always go with you can add more. Oh, yeah. You can't take it off. So, I mean, you can see what's happening to that. It's got that really lovely purple. This is going to take ages to absorb the colour. So what we'll do is we'll just leave that there.
Okay.
On a low heat, simmering, and that will exhaust. I mean, in about half an hour, if that's not exhausting, I'll chuck some more citric acid in it and it will help it up.
Yeah.
This one might take some more dyeing. We might end up having to lye this in a bain-marie and like
throwing more stuff at it.
Yeah.
Let's see. If look, worst case, I'll just chuck a bunch of navy on it.
Navy is like my neutral. It's perfect. It fixes everything. Everything's better with navy blue. So Helen Goody Yarn shared this on one of her vlogs, that for speckling, one way of doing it is to fill a thingy with salt, or mostly fill it with salt, and then put some of the dye in that you're planning on using, because what it does, that's lilac and salt in there, is you can't really see it, you can hear it.
Yeah. It's
much more separate, and it means it stays separate when you pop it onto the yarn. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use some of that, mix it with salt, and then use it to speckle this yarn that Mina's got. Cool. Salt. In an ideal world, if I had any like sea salt that's a bit more coarse ground, that is also really helpful. But yeah, you can see the colour in there now. And that's why I have the Sharpie to write on the top, because this is a hot fuchsia tub and that is clearly not going to be a hot fuchsia speckle. So if you're doing this, label them. Otherwise you end up with what I had the other week, which is mystery colourways. But it would have turned out alright, so that's fine. Cool, so that is now ready to try and speckle. Cool. I'm just going to put a teeny tiny bit. You only need the tiniest bit when you're speckling. It's just a little bit moisture on the bottom to stop the yarn burning. Sure. There you go, right. Okay. Is it still moist from...
Yeah, it's still quite wet.
Still quite damp, because we pre-soaked all these yarns.
Yeah. Actually, being a bit of hot pink in it wouldn't be bad, because there is a bit of like that pinkish bit on there.
That's true. We're going to speckle more than just the Aztec gold, aren't we? So.
Yeah. I guess we're throwing in some pink speckles now.
I guess we are.
Okay, that's all spread out now as best as possible.
Right, so now it's the speckling. So you'll need your mask on again.
Yep. Where did I put it?
I don't know. I'm not keeping track on you. So yeah, in theory, you can just gently just tap the side of the jar, and it will just speckle on. It will take a minute or two to soak in, so the colour won't appear immediately. Obviously, the more densely you tap it, the bigger the speckles will be. That should work. Let's see what that does. So what I would probably do at this point, let's see, this should work. This should work.
If it destroys the speckles, so be it. Like, it's really not the end of the world.
You only need a tiny weeny bit of water to stop it like burning, and this water has got citric acid in it. And also what we'll do to set it afterwards is we'll pop it in the oven.
Yeah.
So do you want to check on your hot pink yarn? See.
There's still quite a bit of pink in that water.
There's a lot of pink in that water. I mean, the hot fuchsia won't exhaust completely, but it's really
rich in
the superwash. And obviously you've got some patches where it isn't, so I'm just going to pull the non-superwash away from it and turn them around, give them a chance to take the rest. I don't think this superwash is going to take any of it. Non-superwash.
It's taken some.
Yeah.
It's definitely taken some. It's not taken anything at the top half. The bottom half is taken, so maybe we need to flip it around. Do you want me to help pull it through on the...
Yeah, go on then, pull it through. I'm just wary of getting too hot and felting.
I'm really not that worried about this one. It's not a precious yarn.
So non-superwash...
Can you bring the strip of that bit down? But
non-superwash hasn't been resin treated. So the little barbs, the natural barbs, if you looked at the fibres under a microscope, are still there, and that's what causes the felting. Let's just move that back over there. And what I might do to help it along is just add another tablespoon or so of citric acid. So that comes up like that, and then in it goes.
I hope this one was superwash.
Yeah, it is. You could tell it is. It's not freaking out. So if I move the stool into the light a bit there.
Oh, there we go. You can see the colours now.
There you go. I love water shots. That's the downside of getting a pink bucket though. Everything's pinky. Yeah, so this is where we now do this to it. And it gets a bit wet. We're going to check, look at that beautiful clear water. It's completely exhausted, and you can really see those gorgeous...
So that's me touching the foil with my bum.
Colours.
Don't worry.
Look at that.
That's cool.
That is so cool.
See, that's going to be a much more fun pair of socks than what it was before.
That's going to be amazing. It's very you. You are rainbow.
Yeah.
So yeah, so now that's happy. I'm going to take that one out.
The speckles.
The speckles, okay. So it's a wet job, this.
Yeah. Do you want me to bring the bucket over or?
No. It's better if I do it this way. But
that looks like it's exhausted pretty well as well. There's no colour on in that.
Yeah, so you've got the nice speckles on the top, and then you've got kind of the oomph of colour underneath. It's going to be really pretty.
Be like flowers in a field.
What's interesting, look, can you see the non-superwash tie they've put around it?
Yeah.
You really see the difference there in the yarn.
And into the bucket.
And into the bucket. I love this bit. It just makes me so happy. Look at those. They're so pretty.
Oh, these would be fun socks to knit up.
Yep, so they are just going to chill. Because they've completely exhausted,
yeah,
there's actually no problem with leaving them to have a nice little chill bath in the same bucket. It's totally fine.
These just look so cool.
I think one of the hob buttons might have been knocked.
Maybe.
So we're just gassing ourselves casually.
You know what might be really cool? Just throw a bunch of the burgundy speckle on top.
Yeah, see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. What we'll do,
okay,
if you want it to speckle, is we'll let this exhaust.
Sure.
Pour off some of the excess water.
Sure.
Because the wetter it is and the water it's in there, it will disperse, so you won't end up with your speckles.
Sure.
So if I put some heat on this, I'm scared of doing that just then. If I put a little bit of heat on this.
Okay. Should we check how the other one's doing as well? Put the lid back on.
You're very excited about this, aren't you? Let's see what's happened putting the blue over it.
Not much.
Not too much at all. So what we need to do, a bit more of that in there.
Oh, Jesus, sorry.
Bit
I had to burn my hand a little bit.
Bit more heat. That's the problem with these gloves, they're not. Let's move that back over there a little bit. There you go. And just let that.
Yeah, there's still tons of blue in that water.
Yeah, yeah. So if you just drop it in and then it will do its thing.
Ooh, that looks pretty. It's
Yeah.
definitely taken some colour now.
It definitely has. It's been in there for a while.
Oh, interesting, because we threw navy on this one. There's a lot of red running off.
It's what the dye looks like before it hits the yarn. It's very peculiar. I don't fully understand it, to be honest with you. Let's do the same. This one's definitely been the hardest to dye. Okay.
There's a patch there as well which wasn't submerged before that stayed lighter.
Yeah, what I'm going to do with this one, because we've already had trouble dyeing this one, is I'm going to chuck some more citric acid in there just to really up the acidity, and that should help secure it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
There'll be some people go, oh, pour it straight on the yarn. It's fine. It will be fine.
It's not going to hurt.
No, it won't hurt at all. It just means that obviously the acidity is such that it will, it's what glues it to the yarn basically. It's a chemical reaction, it's what glues it to the yarn. And I want it to have lots of chance to glue because I expect this one to lighten up. Oh, look at that.
Pretty
It's
cool.
like a phoenix. There's a lot coming out from where that splodge was.
Yeah. Not surprised. Yeah.
But the rest of it, so that's colour fast. We just need to rinse the extra off.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Oh, it's really done wonders for that one that was kind of pink, hasn't it? Oh shoot, Magnus has been shut out.
Well, I'll let him in a second once I go to hang up the yarn.
A mournful puppy face at the cat flap. Look at that. That is beautiful.
All the yarn hung up to dry. Well, all the yarn so far. I've got 3 skeins left still to dye, which we'll do later. And I also brought some fibre to dye, so we'll see if we get to that as well. Yeah.
Hey guys, so back home now, and I just wanted to show you these yarns now that they've all dried and they're wound up. So yeah, a lot of this yarn that we overdyed, or that I overdyed with Gemma, was yarns I'd gotten in knit crate boxes over the years. Other than these 2 and this one, everything else came from knit crate boxes, and they were just either colours that just weren't me and I wasn't going to use, so I decided since we were going to have a dye day, that I'd have some fun with some over dyeing. These two were the only ones that were like bare skeins, but they also came from a Knit Crate box. They were part of like a dye box option thing. There were 3 skeins we didn't get to dyeing, which I've left with Gemma, as well as some fibre that I took with me as well. So this is how everything has turned out. We have a mixture of sock yarns, some singles. I think this one has some alpaca in it. These 2 are my hand spun, which I thought turned out really fun. This is a DK non-superwash. This is some other non-superwash, and this... Oh, this is the one that has alpaca in it. This one is a sock yarn. And this is also like a tweedy sock yarn as well. Anyway, I just wanted to show you how these all looked at the end. And you round out this vlog. I'm actually really sick. I'm still getting over a cold. I got really ill the day I came back from Devon. And oh, I'm still fighting off this cold. Anyway, just wanted to quickly round out this vlog, showing you the finished yarns. And I will catch up with you guys soon. Alright, take care. Bye.